Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GW Panther, it's the Tier 7 German SPG, located on the south spawn of Redshire. This one is under the command of talon1958. Now, we've seen a lot of replays for the GW Panther recently, and well, quite a few of them came from Talon. So we got a video featuring quite a few of his battles. Well, not quite a few, it's just 4 of his battles. 4 of the good ones all together. Okay, 15cm howitzer mounted on a turret on the back of a Panther hull. The Panzerkampfwagen 5 or 5, which was the Panther tank. You can see those Halluf suspension system, which was actually torsion bar suspension, but the way the road wheels were arranged, they overlapped, and that actually added protection to the vehicle. Okay, well, we're looking around for a target, and he's found one, a Skoda T40 Tier 6 Czech premium tank with an 88mm gun. Rounds out. I think the tank turned at the last moment, which made him avoid that shot, and I think he may have turned because he got advance warning that a shell was on the way in. Well, Talon's changing position. And just as in the battle we saw with Angelina just the other day, Talon's actually moving further to the west to shoot at the enemy. Okay, we've got a Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt 7, which is an M4A3E8 with extra armour on it. As driven by Lieutenant Colonel Abrams, I believe. Well, that OI just went straight past the front of our vehicle just as Stannis was firing. Luckily, his gun was elevated to shoot at the enemy, and the shell must have gone right over the top of his head. Sometimes some of your teammates can actually pick the most daft moments to actually move directly in front of you. Normally you see it where you accidentally shoot one of your teammates in the back or in the head, in the turret, because they stupidly moved right in front of you just at the moment you shot, and they took the shell instead. SU-130PM, no armour, takes a hit for 249. Now, as you know, these shells will do 600 alpha and they penetrate 39mm of armour, but the SU-130PM doesn't really have any armour at all. Very, very thin. You can see he's already been wiped out. He was taken out of the game by a Tiger 2. And the Caro's now trying to use him as extra armour. Rounds out. He took a hit. 105 hit points. It didn't really matter if the shell actually hit the wreck or it hit the Caro. It was still going to do damage to him because he was close enough for a splash. In fact, I think the shell actually hit the Caro directly. But he's pushed the wreck aside and he's moving forward. Now, yes, Talon's going to change position, get a better angle on that Caro. Okay, he's noticed there's a lurver over on the Zeppelin. From this position, it's not so easy to get a shot on that lurver. But if he comes around that rock, he should be able to put a round into him. He pops out and kills our KB3, unfortunately. It looks like our other Arty in this game has actually got a better shot, the AMX-13F3, and Talon managed to put a round right through that wire, the wire of the Zeppelin, to hit the ground next to the lurver. Okay, Talon is scrolling out again, using the scroll method, as you know. We favour the use of the mouse button. It's a lot easier than scrolling out. But Talon's very accurate anyway. Oh, kill shot! He managed to pen, I think, that SU-152. I think it was a pen shot. We'll find out at the end. But he did score 200. Unfortunately, we lost our T-34-2 GFT there. He was taken out by, I think it was one of these enemies here, the Caros. Okay, Talon can put a round in there. And he does, but he stuns both of them. And the first one goes down to our T-34-85M, who's a little further back. He's watching this battle going on. The Tiger 2 is just acting as bait at this moment. So long as he doesn't move into the line of fire, we don't really want him to take any damage. Talon fires around in. Oh, it hits the gates. Unfortunately, it's just stunned our Tiger 2 as it comes up and says, you hit an ally. Actually, he wasn't really splashed. He was just stunned, that's all. And we don't really want to stun our teammates because that could actually affect our ability to get high caliber. People still accidentally hit teammates and they don't realise that it actually disqualifies them from getting a high caliber medal. Oni, lined up, rounds out, direct hit, 260, and he takes some damage afterwards, so Talon's got some stun assist. Okay, we've got more than a few tanks actually in that general area. And we can see the enemy Arty shots are coming in from the copse, so that's where the enemy Arty's located. I can see it off in the distance. He stuns and, well, splashes the Oni again for 154. I definitely saw the tracers coming out of the wood. You can see it in the distance. One of them is over in grid square A4. The other one's actually in the wood in A3. Okay, the Oni's gone. So we've got a Striv 74, but remember there's a Striv S1 out there as well. He lands that shell just behind the Striv, who then takes a big hit. A huge hit. I think that may have been the Barask. And there's the shot. The Hummel has actually been spotted now. Our guys are actually at the near their enemy cap. And okay, we're going to fire around at the Hummel. Rounds out. And a direct hit. Or is it splash? It was a splash. But he's got the stun assist anyway, because the Hummel's down. Here's that Striv S1. There's only 2 enemy left. This is one of them. Our AMD 178B is going in to try and get a couple, and well, it's the GSOR who got the kill shot. But I'm pretty sure the other Arty is in the copse, because we saw the tracer emanating from this side of the trees. So at the moment they spot them, Talon's loaded, he can get a shot in there. T-3485M's going in to have a look. Has the Arty moved? You know, he's still in the copse. He was still there. Oh, and Talon doesn't need to fire. He, moving his aim to the left, actually took away his chance to take the M12. But it is a victory. And let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first class tanker for talon1958 in the GW Panther. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He got 10, and he got a Confederate medal because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates, and that's despite the fact that he did get a shot on that SU-152. Although it wasn't a pen shot, actually. I thought that was a pen, but it wasn't. It was a kill shot, but it must have been a splash. That was, or a direct hit that didn't pen, but he certainly got a nice bit of damage in that game. Let's have a look at team score and see where he was. Well, we can see the high score in the game was actually our Striv S1, who got 2,947. The second highest damage in the game was the enemy Lerva with 2,494, and the third highest damage was our Tiger 2 with 2,096. Talon managed to get 1,384, which is a respectable score, considering this was after the nerf and he was still getting his mojo back, as we say. When it came to kills, he actually only got the 1 kill. The top scorer was the Striv S1. He got 3 kills. The Tiger 2 got 2 kills. So was that Tiger 2 or Tiger 1? Tiger 1, sorry. It was the Tiger 1 who got 2 kills, and nobody else managed to get more than 1. And when it came to base XP, it was the Tiger 2 who did the best in this one. 1,111, 980 went to Talon, and 851 went to the Striv S1 on his team. He fired 12 shots, got 4 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but 11 splash. Damage of 1,384 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He hit 7 of the enemy, killed 1, so there was he was right on the limit for getting a Confederate. Which of course it has to be 6 tanks at least or more. 1,983 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 28,648 credits, got 30,000 credits for mission payout, and after ammunition resupply took away 59,532 credits. 980 XP times 2 for the first victory, 2,940 from personal missions, took away 5,880 altogether. You may wonder why we're using what replays. Well, I'm afraid the Salty Jedi site wasn't updated at that time, and therefore we weren't able to upload 1.13 replays, but they did that for the very next battle, so you'll be seeing that we will get a win 8 reading. So let's have a look at the second replay. The second replay is on the north spawn of Minsk. Game on. Well, this map has changed quite a bit. Ever since the update, they've added that little piece on the east side of the map, which allows you to go past the centre of the town without actually being seen, going past the monument. But it's also altered the west side of the map as well by taking away that quick route around the side, which means now that most of the fighting takes part in the roadworks. I don't know which map I prefer more, this one or the previous one for Minsk. Anyway, Talon's managed to find his firing position. He's gone to the swimming pool area, or I'm not sure if it's the swimming pool or... But anyway, he's found a spot. Oh, got a splash hit on the 45 TP. Of course, with this map, it's less likely you're going to drown because, of course, there's less water in the river. And I suppose they made the map more friendly to the tanks by putting more building areas in there. It's a little more difficult for Arty to enjoy a battle on Minsk. Okay, trying to get this Progetto. Rounds out, nice leading shot. Oh, if he kept moving, he would have been near the splash area. He got tracked and that's why he's stationary, but he's actually been taken out anyway. Now it's funny actually because this vehicle, this Arty, the GW Panther, was going to be known as the Gorilla 1215. As I may have mentioned in other videos, it was originally going to have a 128mm gun, not the 15cm you actually see in this game. And for that matter, actually, the Scorpion, the Rheinmetall Scorpion you see in the game, that was also known as a gorilla, but it was a different gorilla. They all had numbered designations. Yep, get the right word out. I'm difficulty trying to pronounce it there. So even though there is a Gorilla 15 in the game, there was going to be a Gorilla 12.5 or Gorilla 12.15. Okay, can't get shots on those. The buildings are very, very inconvenient. He might have a shell on that, or a shot on that Thunderbolt. I think you can see that the game has become a lot more difficult. Oh, he splashed the Thunderbolt for 14, stunned him. It's become much more difficult for Arty since they made these changes. Not that these changes were made with that in mind. I think the changes overall were to try and make it more tank friendly, this map. Nice shot! He actually splashed the M6 for 155. Moving away from that position temporarily. He stopped to take a shot. But he's taking fire, so he will move further on. He's going to have to go up to that entrance there, and Talon's going to be loaded by the time he reaches there. Rounds out. Oh, close. Yeah, unfortunately all he got was some stun instead. Now the Thunderbolts moved over to the other side, and it might be better for Talon to actually move a little further to the west so he can shoot directly up the road. Well, we've got a Rudy firing through that gate. And the trick here is to actually look from above to see if you actually match the aim point on the ground. He managed to get a hit on the Rudy, claimed 221 from that, and now he's going after a T-52 sitting out there in the open, and I can't but help think that he's disconnected, because you wouldn't really want to sit there like that. I would like to he's AFK. It may be an AFK. Yeah, I think it is an AFK actually. He might have been knocked by his teammates when the game started and he's out the game. Of course, we do know that some players join the game, but they deliberately do not take part in the battle. They just sit there and leave their tank in the game just to collect experience, regardless of whether or not they participate in the game, hoping that their teammates will win the game as a result, and they'll end up with lots of XP and profit for doing nothing. Not that I recommend that actually, because it's a very lousy way of actually scoring extra or XP or anything in the game, because you are totally reliant on your teammates, and they're much more likely to lose a game if you've actually not taken part. There's only one enemy left and this game's going to be over momentarily. And Talon's decided he's actually going to drive down the river, I think, towards the enemy base. He might still be able to get a shot on that defender. Just needs to get to a position where he can shoot at that tank. And I'm not sure he's actually going to get a chance now, because his teammates are going to take the defender out. I think that is the only stretch of water where it's deep enough, I think, for you to actually drown. Just underneath the bridge. I may be wrong. Well, that defender was putting up a really good fight, but he has been wiped out. So this game is now over, and it is a victory. So if that T-52 did stay there on purpose, he's missed out. Here's the end of battle results for that one, and it was a third-class tanker for talon1958 in the GW Panther. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 5 exactly in this one, and he got a Confederate medal again for getting at least 6 hits on the enemy, and then subsequently being taken out by his other teammates. His win rate from this one was much lower than normal, 642, which, well, it means that he's barely taken part in the battle. But the fact he did get a medal and he got critical hits, I think really it was a case he was doing the best he could with the circumstances. Sometimes some maps, they just don't give you a chance to earn damage on the enemy. Anyway, let's have a look at team score and see where he is. Well, he's way down on damage. The high score in this game was that defender with 4,578 hit points of damage. That guy got a high caliber and a cool-headed. And yes, he was putting up some fight at the end against, well, numerous opponents. The second highest damage in the game was T-44-100 with 1,590, and the third highest damage was the Type 64 with 1,523. Talon got only 591 hit points of damage, but again he did pick up that Confederate, and the Rudy on the enemy team, he didn't do much damage either, but he got a Leather Slaves medal because he killed 2 enemy tanks which are a higher tier than him. And he only got 184 hit points of damage. So it just goes to show you can have a very small amount of damage, but still come home with a medal. If we look at the number of kills, we can see it's the defender again with 5 kills. 1 short of getting a Top Gun, and 1/3 of the enemy team. 2 kills went to the Rudy, and also to our Type 64, our VK3002D, our VK3001P, the A44, and the Type 62. Talon didn't get any kills at all in this game, he just got damage on the enemy. When it came to base XP, it was the Type 64 did the best with 958. The second highest XP was the defender with 891. Not bad for being on the enemy team and still getting a very high base XP. And 797 to the T-34-85. Talon got 602. When we look at detail, we can see he fired 9 shots, got 2 direct hits, no penetrations, 9 splash, damage of 591, very small amount. And he hit 6 in the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he got 732 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. So every shot he fired stunned somebody, or at least it looks so. 23,894 credits, 50,000 credits for mission completion. I think that's the first win of the day. 73,894 altogether, and after ammunition resupply took away 63,814 credits profit. 903 XP times 2 for the first victory, 1,806 experience points altogether. Yes, I mentioned that T52 right at the end. I do think there are a number of people who just enter battles and they just sit there AFK for the whole game, not doing a thing. They go away from their computer after entering a battle and just don't take part, and they do it purely to amass numbers of games and of course XP and credits. But it's not a very good way of doing it. I suppose they can do it because they've got a premium tank and they realise that premium tanks earn extra XP. And if we look at the team scores on that particular game, we can see the T52 was AFK for the whole game. It got nothing, but he did pick up 88 XP at the end. So he would have come away with some credits, I would think. Probably just enough to cover the cost of it being destroyed. But yes, it's not a very good thing to be AFK all game because it just almost guarantees that your team's going to lose. Yeah. So let's have a look at the third battle. The third battle is on North Spawn of Malinovka. Game underway. No, I haven't mentioned this game is the good points about this GW Panther. It does have very good accuracy, and Talon does take advantage of that. It's also got a very wide arc on the turret. It can turn 26 degrees either side of the centre line, which means 52 degrees overall. And of course it's also got a fairly low trajectory and a decent reload. Now the low trajectory actually can be a handicap as well, because it means you have to take into account ground obstacles, and at the moment you'd have difficulty trying to hit that barrage. The shell would probably hit the ridgeline. Now the vehicle's also very tall, which means it's very difficult to conceal yourself. Oh, what a shot! Right into the front of the barrage. Now he accidentally did stun his teammate, the SU-101, in the process. But the barrage took the brunt of that shot, and he's picked up some stun assists since. Looks like there's a number of enemies sitting on that little lookout area. F7 rounds out, hits the Panther 2 for 116. The other thing is that it's also difficult hitting targets behind cover, having it such a low trajectory. Another problem, which obviously is not mentioned all that often, is the fact that it has a 5-man crew, which actually has 2 loaders. Oh! He'd set alight the SP-1C in that one. He got a direct hit, but he actually set fire to the fuel, and he went up with one big bang. So he's got an arsonist off that one, for sure. Taking aim up the hill, we got a T-54. A number of our tanks have gone up the hill. I think some of the enemy have, but the T-54, being a medium, managed to get up there quickly. Yeah, having 5 crew really does make a problem, because it's not easy to transfer crew members from one Arty to another. I mean, most dedicated Arty players will actually start up a new crew for each Arty and try to maximise the proficiency of that crew. He fires a round in directly behind the windmill, but I think the T-54 moved. Yes, he did move, so he avoided that shell. We do have a teammate in this game. He's in a GW Tiger, the Tier 9 German SPG. This is a Tier 9 game, so obviously Talon's going to earn extra XP. Rounds out. Hits the Super Pershing for 314. That's a good hit. And he's moving position to avoid counter battery. Okay. T29. It's a good target. Line him up and work out where he's going. When he starts pulling forward, he stopped to take a shot. That's out. And that hit him. 175. It hit the front of the vehicle. Looks like the upper front plate or maybe near the tracks. Unfortunately, he, I think he just participated in the killing of our Oni. Okay, line up another shot. He's taking a shot and pulling back. Ramps up. Yes, hits the rear of the vehicle, 230. And he's changing position again. I think we're fairly close to the GW Tiger, which is just behind us. Sorry, that was me. That's better. Work out where he's going, that's it. Oh, he got killed just before. And if he'd moved back just a fraction of an inch behind that, after that shot, if he'd still been alive, he would have got the kill shot on him. It would have hit his rear and taken him out. So Talon was cheated of a kill there, but I don't think he'll mind. Okay, he's going to try and hit the Super Pershing. This is difficult. It's a really difficult shot. Now he's pulling back. Oh, stunned him instead, and the kill shot came in, so he picked up the stun assist. There's still one enemy up there, the T-54. Okay, Talon's seen the Scorpion managed to creep in by the lake, or by the waterside rather, and our Su-101's gone all in, and that shell hit the ridgeline. As I was saying about the Barask earlier, once they're down in the dip, it's very difficult to kill them. And the Su-101 did get the kill shot, but it looks like now he's going to take some damage from the Super Hellcat, who drives into the water to avoid getting hit by the Su-101. Oh, but he just got ammo-racked. And that LTG who went to the Super Hellcat's rescue, well, I think he's next to die. Oh, no, he doesn't, because he kills the Su-101 instead. Now, can Talon get a shot on this guy? I'm not so sure. He fires the round in anyway, and well, it landed where the LTG was seen, but unfortunately he didn't get a kill. Well, we're one tank down on the enemy in this game. There's the LTG. He's come up to try and attack the Borsig. Work out where he's going. Use that dip. Ramps out. Yes! Excellent! I think the Borsig decided to go YOLO, and in fact I think their Talon actually saved the Borsig from taking damage. Unfortunately, the Borsig is now taking fire from the enemy Arty, and I think we saw the shell outgoing, and then we saw it on the minimap afterwards. Rounds out the Pantera. It's close. He's been spotted. One of the enemy tanks has seen him, and it may be the Char Future, or is it the T-54? Yeah, the enemy Arty was waiting for a moment like this. They managed to put a round near him for 162, a splash. He needs to get near the trees, near the water. In fact, ideally what he needs to do right now is head south. Well, the good news is they've taken care of the T-54 and a Striv 1030 that was up on top of the hill. And now they've got two tanks up on the enemy. They're not yet in full retreat, but that P-44 Panther is running away because he's about to die, yes. And now there's only 4 enemies left. They've got a Striv S1, a CS-44, and of course the 2 Arty, an M53, M55 and an Su-14-1. I think it might be a good idea for Talon to start moving south. He's sitting where he is at the moment. It's quite a long flight time, 3 seconds flight to that area. All those trees knocked down kind of indicates that somebody might be in that little area. He fired a round in just to test the water. The CS-44 has been seen near the enemy camp area. In fact, our Borsig's found him. So Talon could lend a hand now. He's gone unspotted temporarily. And they found and killed the Su-14-1. And I think we saw the tracer from the M53, M55. But the CS-44's come into sight again. And our GW Tiger just fired a round in at him. Rounds out. This should hit. Yes! And a good hit it was on the engine deck. There goes the M53, M55. And that was the end of the game. Here's the end of battle results, and that was a first-class tanker for talon1958 in the GW Panther. He managed to get an arsonist. Yes, he did set fire to that SP1C. Watched him go up in flames. And he got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one, he got 10. But no other medals. But his win rate was high, 2,857. Yes, much better in this one. And if we look at the team score, we can see that, yes, he was much more damage. 1,873. The highest damage in the game was the T-54 in the enemy team. 3,245 hit points to him. Second highest damage, the GW on our team with 2,933. And the third highest damage in the game was the Borsig with 2,825. When it came to kills, it was the Centurion who did the best with 3 kills. And also the enemy M53, M55. 2 kills went to the GW the Su-101, Talon, T-71DA, and the Striv 1030 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it was the T-71DA who did the best with 961. I think he did a lot of spotting. Yes, 3,247 hit points of spotting assist in that game. That's why he earned such a high XP. Talon managed to get 948. He did well as well. And the third highest base XP was the Su-101, and he got 892. 16 shots fired, 7 direct hits, 1 penetration on the enemy. I think that probably with the SP1C, we'll just check that. Yes, it was a pen shot. Look at that. 563 hit points with 1 shot. It penned him, set fire to the fuel tank, and he just went straight up. So a very good hit, that one. He also got splash damage on 8 as well. 1,873 hit points, all of it more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit by way of splash damage. That was from the Su-14-1. The moment he got spotted by the enemy T-54, the enemy Arty immediately switched to him and said, right, we'll have you. And the only one that could get a shot close to him was the Su-14-1. 7 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed, and he got 1,051 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. I think he missed out on the Confederate by the fact that, yes, he got more kills than he needed. Really, if he got 8 hits and 2 kills, I think he would have got a Confederate out of that one. But because he got 7 and 2, the difference was 5, and therefore he didn't get the Confederate. Anyway, he earned 39,432 credits from the game, 65,000 from missions, total of 104,432 altogether, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 84,898 credits profit. He got 30 bonds from that game, a lot, and 1,422 XP times 2 for the first victory, 2,844 experience points altogether. So a very good game, that one. He was moving about a bit in between his shots, but I suppose that Malinovka actually gave him more opportunities to hit the enemy than the Minsk battle did. But let's have a look at the third battle, the third battle. This was the third battle, the fourth battle, and see how he got on in that one. The last battle is on El Halluf encounter, and we're on the North Spawn. You can see that Talon's equipped his GW Panther with loads of bounty equipment. He really does like to play this Arty. See the M symbol for mastery. It's had ace tankers. Now, seeing as this is an encounter game, it actually does provide quite an advantage to actually go right to the very south on the east side of the map to get over onto these hills so you can shoot at the enemy side of the cap area. It's a little difficult to do that if you go to the traditional spot at A0, so there is an advantage to going over here, but the problem is if you do go over here, and he's right on the edge of the map now, if you do go over here you are vulnerable to enemy light tanks if they do come up this side of the map. And the enemy is capping, and there's an AMX 12 ton trying to get up from the valley towards him. Okay, there's the enemy that's in the cap. It's the T-71DA. He's on that spot there. He's fully dialed in. Rounds out. Oh, he got a hit. So he got a reset. Okay, there are a number of enemy tanks he can hit from this position. Up in the northwest corner as well. Okay, he's going for the Chi-Ri. Line him up, rounds out, looks good. Long flight time for the shell, 95 hit points. Talon's got a standard reload of 21.21 seconds. The book reload is 25.89, so he has got a nice little extra bit of advantage given to him by those rammers and a good crew. Look at that, T-71. He's stunning again. He's gone up that hill. Rounds out. Oh! Kill shot! He took him out. 331. I think he penetrated that guy. Probably did. Okay, he's now looking to hit that ARL-44, but it's a difficult shot because even with the low trajectory, the shell's got to get over those battlements or the walls. And if he does fire, he'll probably hit the wall. Rounds out. No, it did hit the wall, unfortunately. It's a long-range shot. It's a 3-second delay, and those walls are actually quite a problem. You can see those enemy tanks have made their way up onto the east side, and our team didn't stop them, so Talon is going to have to play defensive, move away from this position. So if he stays in this area, there's a good chance that P-43 or the AMX 12 ton will find him. No, be reluctant to go up that hill because he might be in full view of that P-43 as he does it. Better to go over this side and try and escape past our teammates. That's good. Much better. Yeah, the AMX 12 ton appears to be Arty hunting. He's either doing that or he's actually trying to find spots where he can shoot at our teammates who are guarding the spawn area. Okay, this is a good move. The AMX 12 ton's gone down. The Tiger 131 got him. Oh, by the way, I recently received a book from that I purchased from the Tank Museum. I think many of you might have actually enjoyed or bought this book. It was advertised online on YouTube, and if you actually bought the book, it contains many of the reports that the British Army made after they captured Tiger 131, and the reports all contain the information about exactly what a Tiger has, what it contains, reports on the armour, the armaments. Oh! Well, he was about to shoot there at the P-43 Biz, but he got taken out. It's a very good book, and actually if you've got a copy of that book, I'm actually one of the names that they got in the back saying thanks, because of course it was done on the basis if they managed to get enough people to go ahead and print the book. And the book's by David Fletcher. It's been put together by David Fletcher, and it's a really informative book, brilliant book. And of course if you participated, then you got a thanks at the back of the book. they needed to get enough people to sign up to buy the book so they could go ahead with the organisation and the manufacture of it. And I think they got more than enough. Okay, he's lining up a shot on the T150. Your time has come. Rounds out. Brilliant shot. Love that. If you did actually buy a copy of that Tiger book, by the way, it says the Tiger Tank, the British view. If you did buy a copy, do let me know in the comments below the video if you did, because I'd love to find your name in the back of the book as well. I've noticed a few other names in there already of people who've actually bought the book. I think it was only £20 for the book, but it's well worth it. Rounds out the Jackson. Well, he splashed him from 14, but unfortunately the Jackson took out our Tiger 2. And the Jackson was just taken out by our Hummel. And there's only 3 enemies left, and 2 of them are Arty. Lots of fascinating information about the Tiger Tank in that book. Certainly very pleased with my purchase. It's a nice hardback cover as well. Rounds out the KV-85. Direct hit, 299. And that's another reset. Okay, it's just the RT left now. So Talon's got to find these guys and see if he can get the kill. Well, as he's an RT player, he knows where to look. And I think at the moment he's looking for somebody who might be near the village. But there we go. We've got one of them there. Just behind the rock. Rounds out. I think that might have splashed him. He might be a bit further back. But one of them's definitely in that position. Our VK3002M is moving up in that area, so he should spot him very shortly. Talon's holding his fire just for the moment. There's another tracer. Don't think that was the right spot, Talon, because he's behind the rock, not in front of it. The VK would have seen him if he was in front of the rock. He's just behind the rock. Talon's almost loaded, so he's going to get another shot very shortly. There he is. It's the Crusader. He's waiting for the spot. Mark the position. The VK's gone there, but he hasn't gone behind the rock. There he is. Rounds out. This should kill him. It does. I think he'd lost so many hit points previous shot that... oh, and there goes the VK. So the other Arty is actually in the K row behind the ridge line at the back. Yeah, he's over here. And the GW Panther 4 saw the shell come out. So he's somewhere over there. He's about to spot him. There he is. Rounds out. Oh, and in Talon's shot takes the kill. And he's killed both enemy Arties, which means it's a counter battery. And here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class tanker for talon1958 in the GW Panther. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 4 exactly, but he also got a counter battery fire medal because he took out both enemy Arties in that game. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he got 9, and his win rate in this one was 1,639, which is very good. Let's have a look at team score. Well, not the highest damage in this game. No, that actually went to the IS-2 on the enemy team, 2,079 hit points, but no high caliber for him. The second highest damage was actually done by RT29 with 2,001, and the third highest damage was done by the Jackson on the enemy team with 1,956. Now, we can see that Talon got 1,156. The Hummel on our team got 1,791, and he picked up a Confederate because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else. It was really, I think Talon didn't get the Confederate because he did get so many kills in this game. In fact, he actually shared the top spot for the number of kills. The T-29 got 4, he got 4, and 3 kills went to the enemy M44. When it came to base XP, it was the T-29 did the best, 1,107, 834 went to Talon, and 817 went to the Hummel on his team. He fired 14 rounds in this game, got 4 direct hits, 1 penetration on the enemy. I think that penetration is more than likely the light tank, the T-71. So look, yes it was, look at that. 404 hit points. I think that second shot he fired in, it must have gone straight through his armor. Very, very accurate that was. He also got 11 splashes on the enemy, 1,156 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 4, did 829 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns, and he got 2 defense points when he reset the cap. I think really the problem with the VK, by the way, that he wasn't going around to have a look at the Confederate. He knew that he was about to get shotgunned by the Confederate, and if he'd actually gone around the corner with very low hit points, he didn't have much left. He would have got taken out straight away, and that's why he was being very cautious and leaving the Crusader SP for Talon to shoot. 30,134 credits from a premium account, 50,000 for completing the first victory of the day, 80,134 altogether. After ammunition resupply, he took away a profit of 64,454 credits. 1,251 XP times 2 for the first victory, took away 2,502 experience points altogether. So yes, this was a good battle. Nice that he got both kills at the end of the game to finish it off. In fact, quite unusual because that GW Panther should have been able to take out the enemy M44 with 1 shot, but by actually just getting a low roll, he actually made it much easier for Talon to get that last kill and end up with another medal. I hope you enjoyed all those replays. We haven't done a video which has had 4 replays in it for a while, but I think this one was worth it. If you enjoyed the replays, please give the video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, don't forget that other people don't know that our channel exists. So do let other people know that we're around and that we have a sister channel called The General, where you can see fantastic replays without any commentary whatsoever. And normally the players are winning at least a pools medal or a collar band off as well. Thanks for watching.